Thank you so much for sharing your holiday, pre-Thanksgiving, even though we thank God all the time. At AfroEconomics, we are always thankful. So I thank God for you this Wednesday before Thursday. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, I appreciate it, and I respect your appreciation of Thanksgiving. But I tell you, I don't eat turkey. So so also a shout out to those of us who don't eat turkey and are just appreciating the opportunity to be thankful to God for having family and friends and business associates that we can say, yes, indeed, we appreciate you. And I do. I'm Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer at Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics, a strategic financial management program I created to develop wealth and enhance wealth within the Black community in America and abroad. So let's continue to take advantage of all of the free information that I have at the website, AfroEconomics.com, jbbryan.com. There's a podcast, click right there, go to the podcast, go to get the app. Please put the app on your phone. Indeed, take advantage of that. And look, a gift idea, right? When you're shopping, don't forget your Black businesses. Get the financial empowerment books for your family and friends. They come in ebook form and in print out. So that's a big commercial today. Didn't even think about it, but definitely don't forget it's Small Business Saturday on Saturday. So don't forget your Black businesses as you're spending a lot of money. Most businesses especially retailers, make most of the money that they make the entire year during this weekend or this time period between here and the beginning of next year. So don't forget the Black businesses as you spend your hard-earned money. So we're talking about family, friends, and money. Some of the funny stuff that can happen when you start getting into situations with family and friends. So don't hesitate to chat with me about some questions that you have. These are just some key points. How to keep it cool. Look, that was my headline. How to keep it cool. So first thing I say is, and I do this. This is what I believe. I say give money, don't lend money to family. So if you give money, then you don't have any problem with that. Now, when you go into the area, like I had several clients that co-signed school loans for their grandchildren who decided that they don't want to pay their school loan back. So my client, the grandparent, is now spending their retirement money paying back a school loan. And I met this one hardworking, now in her 70s, senior citizen, trying to retire, living off fixed income, co-signed for a grandchild, and had to actually move out of her home because them federal loans, they don't pay. They're going to be paid back. So the grandchild doesn't pay the loan back, and the parent couldn't get approved for the loan. So then the grandparent now can't afford to live in her home because of that. But I mean, she's a trooper though. Moved out and said, well, if I can't make my payment, I can't make my bills because of your child, then I guess I'll live with you. But you know, how many people want to do that? Want to have to move out or change their whole standard of living, have a bedroom versus your whole house because of a school loan. So, those type of things. And I'm not even making this up. I have heard that so many times from grandparents. Now, that's really challenging because the grandparent actually has to still, on holidays and every other day, know that their grandchild or child is out there, coming in for the holidays, looking them right in the face and acting like they're not causing them financial challenges. And they are. Sometimes people think that, that just because you're doing okay, that they don't have to acknowledge that loan that you gave them. So in order for you to do that, I say the second point is that if you lend only lend money that you do not need back. Now, I would say on no circumstances should you do that co-signing thing. You know, unless that's your own child and you realize that you could end up paying all of that back yourself and you can handle it. Well, other than that, then try to figure out a different way to get, you know, educated, or get that car, get, you know, do something else, or share your own. But because of, you know, co-sign is some serious stuff. That's your debt. No? So I have a friend. I have a client who has had a friend that asked him to co-sign for something for her. Then they broke up, and now she still has it. And he can't get the asset back because he is being a nice person. You know, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. And of course, they don't speak anymore. Then a really jacked up situation. She's not making the payment. You know what I mean? Money and combining money, you know, can really make things complicated. So if you're going to do something, make sure that you are willing, capable, and able to make those payments yourself. Or if you're lending money, you don't need that money back. And if you do lend money, my third point is to get it in writing. Get it in writing. Now, if you get it in writing, I don't know if you can take it to the next step to take it to the courthouse, but at least you've got it in writing. Now, as soon as the payments are missed, my fourth point is, as soon as any payment is missed by a family member, friend, if that payment is missed, then immediately call them and make arrangements. Because a big mistake that most people make when they lend money to a family member or friend, what do? They let them miss that first payment and they don't say anything because they don't want to cause no conflict. They don't want to create any drama, right? So, but when you once you allowed that first payment to be missed, you went into they must not really need it back zone, right? They said, well, they must not really need it. Now, if you don't really need it, then you don't really need it. Then that's cool. But you can't sit there and be a victim thinking that this person that's already being strapped is going to rush and pay that back to you if they already got all these other situations. Now, because when you loan that money to them, when you lended it, when you gave it to them, when you gave them that loan, you were already realizing that they're in financial challenges. So they said, I'm going to pay it all back when I get paid. But how are they going to really pay all that back when they got paid and still maintain their bills that they have, unless it's something special coming in? Like, say somebody says, lend this to me, and when my tax return comes in, I'm going to pay you back. You better get that in writing. You better do like those tax advance people do, right? Where they get it in writing and they get their money, and then the IRS is giving the money to them. See, what you're doing is the IRS is sending the money to them, and then you may or may not get yours back. But when you do it with the tax preparer and they do that advance, that money goes to them first. Then they give you what's left over. See, but you're not in that position. You're getting it, it's going to them first, and then you may or may not get yours back. Get it in writing. And as soon as the payment is missed, right, address it. Make arrangements. Oh, you missed that payment yesterday. What you need to do? Do we need to talk? Do you have anything? What can you do? And my fifth point is, if you don't like doing collections, then don't become a lender. Because if you're gonna lend money, I decided early that I would not be a good landlord unless I have someone else that's doing the collections. Because if I gotta get caught up in the emotional and the problem and and what you're going through, and I have to face off, I really just don't think I would be the best collector. So you gotta hire someone that's gonna collect for you, or have someone in your team that's a good collector, and let them realize up front that I'm not gonna be collecting this. XYZ is gonna be collecting this. And then that cuts into your profit, because then you gotta pay who's collecting for you, right? They need money too. So they're going to collect for you, but they might say, well, I'm going to take 10% because I went and collected it. Like if you have rental property, you have somebody else collecting the money, you know, you say, well, I'm going to put that family in that property, but I'm not the one who collects the rent. Well, then you're paying the people that collect the rent. You're taking a lot of your profit in many cases to pay them. So if you just had a stranger in there, maybe it would be easier for you to do the collections yourself. Is that what you're saying? But just make sure you have everything in writing. But my point again is, even if you have it in writing, unless you enforce it and take them to court, or then the writing really doesn't make a difference. So you got to do some collection yourself, and you got to see what you made of. You got to see where your heart is. Like, are you willing, to take them to court? So my bottom line, my best advice to you is don't lend anything that you really need back, right? And my 6th point is to charge an appropriate interest rate. So you put it in writing and you just go, pay me back this and this and that, but you don't even put an appropriate interest rate in there. You don't even put any interest rate. So you're really not even helping them. So if you think that you're setting this up and your child's going to pay you back, but you don't teach them about what interest costs, what it costs to buy something that you actually can't afford, because even if you're lending it to your child, they're buying something they can't afford. Anybody that has a credit card balance is living beyond their means because they actually don't have the money to buy the things that they're buying with the credit card with. So you don't. So definitely make sure that you are aware of what you're doing when it comes to family, just like everybody, just like anybody else. Like if you're saying I'm loaning this because you really going to expect to get it back, then you better put it in writing, charge an appropriate interest rate, make sure that you're very careful and that you look them in the eye and communicate with them that I expect this back. Or follow the philosophy of, if I get it back, I get it back. If I don't, I don't. I don't really need it. Or just give it to them. Give them what you got. Say, no loan, I don't have this, but I got that. Give them what you got. And then keep it moving. So just to keep that peace, keep that love between it, keep it. So be careful when renting to family, especially if the person's living in your house with you and you're agreeing upon a rent. Get it in writing, enforce it, make sure they pay on time. You're helping them as much as you're helping yourself, because when they move out from you, like this happens a lot, like they'll move out from you and go and pay a stranger, but won't pay you while they're living with you. Sad, but true. So make sure that you definitely develop a philosophy that you have, like set rules for yourself. Like if you said, I don't loan to family and friends, don't do loans to family and friends. I don't lend money. No matter how much money you have, if that's the rule that you set, then set it up. If you set up a rule that I will lend, XYZ amount, you know what I mean? And then if they pay it back, I will lend to them again, then do it. It is no problem with family lending money to family. Motown was started by Berry Gordy going around and getting his family members to invest into the business so that we could have the Motown hits that we know today. And he made a lot of family members rich by doing that. But he handled it like a business person. So if somebody wants to come to you and they want you to believe, if the family member wants you to invest in their business, handle it like a business person. If you don't know how to handle it, talk to me about it. I can work it through and explain to you as your investment advisor that you are actually making an investment when you invest in anybody's business, and then explain to you how it works, how you should, what the risk involved are, everything. Sit down with you both together. That's what I do. So definitely make sure that you don't allow money to come between you and your family and friends. Make sure that you take personal responsibility for what you did. And don't go around talking about the person like you're a victim when you loan them the money and then they didn't pay you back. You got to take personal responsibility that you didn't say no. You said yes in the first place. They were wrong. You didn't take them to court. You didn't get it in writing. You know, whatever you did, you got to take responsibility for your part of it and learn from it. And learn from it. I don't do this. I won't do this again. At least you know where they are and how they feel about themselves. It's not a poor reflection of you by trying to help them. It's a poor reflection on them. Feel sorry for them. Don't be mad at them. Keep love alive. Don't allow money to come between you and your families. Enjoy your holidays. God bless you all and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Hug your family for me. And I look forward to talking with you all on the other side.